So it's that time of the year again where we complete the 5-day AI Agent Intensive course by Google and Kaggle. I've always looked forward to this course because taking them over the years, I've picked up on some things here and there, be it prompting techniques or some just AI techniques that I take into my projects. And so it is always nice to get the exposure that this course gives. So um, yeah, so it is day one of the 5-day AI Agent Intensive Vibe Coding course by Google. So this year, I guess the focus is on vibe coding. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Google folks do with vibe coding. And yeah, so this is the setup instructions that comes with the course. So every time the course starts, the first email is the setup instructions and the overview of how the course will be broken down. So this is the welcome instructions for the course. It looks like it's the same setup as the previous ones. There's daily content release, assignment notifications, then there's discussions, live streams, and then at the end of the course, there's the capstone project. Sounds good. And setup instructions. Yes, you need to have a Kaggle account, AI Studio account to generate your API key. And this part is actually the one I'm looking forward to most this year because I've used virtually all of the AI assisted coding tools out there. I've used Claude, I've used Cursor, Codex, Goose, GitHub, Copilot. I've used both the apps and the CLIs. They're all the same with some subtle difference here and there with the harnesses, but I've not had a chance to use Antigravity. So looks like this course is gonna launch me into the world of Antigravity. I'm looking forward to that. And the Discord channel, yeah, all looks good. So let's get into it. So I'll start by looking through the intro, the overview of the course. Yeah, so last year we had the 5-day agent intensive course. Looks like there were over 1.5 million learners on the course. So that's a lot. That's good. People are looking to learn and get exposure into what's out there. And let's see how it's going to go this year. Just a quick overview. Yeah, centered around vibe coding. And here are the topics they're going to be covering this year. Introduction to agent vibe coding, agent tools and interoperability, agent skills, vibe coding, agent security and evaluation, spec-driven production grid development, in the age of vibe coding. Sounds like very important topics as we continue to grow as agentic developers. All right. So what's new? Vibe coding workflows. Yeah, this is the 50,000th time we mentioned vibe coding. So vibe coding it is. Updated speakers from vibe to live. Yeah, that's the vibe. All right. So yeah, this is a nice overview. I'm excited to get into the course. So let's see what day one assignment is about. All right. So this is the day one assignment. 5-day AI agents, intensive vibe coding course with Google. So complete unit one, introduction to agents on vibe coding. So first listen to the podcast.
So, as of early 2026, roughly 85% of really using AI coding tools, which is, I mean, that's huge on its own.
Yeah, it's a massive adoption rate.
But here is the statistic that completely changes the game. An estimated 41% of all new code being written right now is entirely AI generated.
Wow.
Yeah, 41%. We are literally living through the death of typing syntax.
Oh, really are. I mean, programming is undergoing this massive transformation. It's arguably the biggest shift since the invention of high-level languages, like going from assembly to C or Python.
Right.
there's really good information in those podcasts. So I'll try to listen to them. And then to complement, you're asked to read the white paper that comes with it. So there's some write up that is the same. Most of the things talked about in the podcast is what is in the write up, but I also like to skim through. Sometimes there are sections in there that really captures my attention. So try to just skim through and see what they're talking about. So yeah, this is exactly what the intro in that podcast was talking about. All right. Yeah. So this is a timeline of agentic journey, new tools, new capabilities, paradigm every week. Yep. Things, it's like you can't keep up anymore, right? Things just change every week. So it's very important to stay abreast of what's going on and at least try your hands on the things that are out there to see how to work with what you currently work with. So yeah, memory is big now these days. Yeah, shout out to Andrej Karpathy for coining the term vibe coding. Yeah, the vibe coding with the structured AI assisted coding, and now we're trying to hone in on agentic engineering, the full spectrum of the software development lifecycle embedded into AI. So these are interesting times, very fun times, if you know. All right. Yeah, so the paper is getting us into the state of things now, where things started, and the the important things in the agentic engineering world that we currently live in. So these are things that are good to know. Yeah, just as I was saying, AI-driven software development lifecycle. Now you have your focus is on making sure your requirements and designs are well written, well structured. Your desired input and output is well documented, and your AI agent can take it from there. So yeah, this looks like this is a nice paper for those looking at getting familiarized with what's where we're at, where things started, and where we're at right now. So nice. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm good with what I've seen so far. Sometimes I go back to it during the week, but right now that looks good. Now let's get into the code labs. So with the code labs, there are about one or two notebooks with codes in there that implement a specific feature. And the team at Google, they try to complete at least 80% of the code for you and give you something to get your hands dirty with. But I like to get into the code first to just understand where things are, the thought process of the engineers out there right now with some of the uh, AI agent features that they're working with. And secondly, it's kind of like exercising my muscles. I try to complete some of those to be completed blocks by myself. So let's see what the code labs are this time. Pretty sure since it's the first assignment that we're going to be installing things. So let's see. I'm going to click get started. Okay, so here's the first code lab of the day. Getting started with Google Antigravity. Okay, in this last lesson, we'll learn about Antigravity. Cool. Let's see. Okay, awesome. All right, let's go on to the next. Installing Antigravity. Go to the installation page. Awesome. I already downloaded Antigravity, so I'm gonna move on. See the breakdown of the interface. Definitely looks like ChatGPT Cloud Code interface. So yeah, all looks familiar. Scheduling commands. Yeah, slash commands. Everyone has that scheduling. They have that as well. I do a lot of scheduling with Claude. There's support for MCP servers, of course. As a host, you better have uh, the artifacts. Uh, yeah, it's the main IDE. This is nice. This is nice. Interface looks like VS Code. Probably fork of VS Code, most likely. As everyone gets a fork of VS Code these days. And there's the skills, which is the standard now for giving your AI agent knowledge of how to run specific tools or how to get specific information in a specific way. So, yeah, looks good. Everything looks standard. So, congratulations. We are through with first lab of the course. Let's go. So moving on to the second lab, I'm just going to click the second link, deploy from AI Studio to Cloud Run. So this is integration of Google Cloud services. Let's see what the overview is about. Yep, that's where Google AI Studio comes in. It's the platform for rapid prototyping. In this code lab, we will build a simple web app using vibe coding and deploy it to Cloud Run. Okay, cool. The basic understanding of web application. Okay, I think we have that. All right, so let's move on to the next section. All right, before we begin, if you don't already have a Google account, you must create a Google account. I think almost virtually everybody on Earth has a Google account at this point. All right, navigate to Google AI Studio, review terms and conditions. You can deploy up to 2 full stack applications for free. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's uh, let's see what's next. All right, so Google AI Studio. Okay, so here's some things that we have to do in AI Studio, as they say, and they have a prompt for us to copy and paste into the chat interface and have Gemini build as a web application. Okay, let's see if they go through everything. Go to Cloud Run. Now that the application is ready, deploy it to Cloud Run. Oh wow, so from there you can immediately click a publish button and you can get your application deployed. Hmm, pretty cool. Click publish. All right, so that's that about that. Okay, cool. That looks like a simple, straightforward way to build a web application and have it automatically, or at least with a one click of a button, deploy it to the web and share it with people and have it working like that. So I just came through that, but now I'm going to actually go do it myself. Google AI Studio. So it says go to the settings. Yeah, it's gonna use the default. You can customize your system instructions. Oh wow, you can choose your framework. Nice. I like Angular. Let me try Angular. Let's stick with Google. Yeah, pretty. Very good. Okay, so let's copy and paste the prompt into Gemini. I'm gonna paste that, create a formal looking front-end application that has two buttons, snowflakes and balloons. If the user clicks a snowflakes button, snowflakes of medium size starts falling from the screen for 5 seconds. If the user clicks balloons, all right. Okay, just because I'm a little extra, I'm going to make some addition to it. I'm going to say 3 buttons, snowflakes, balloons, and umbrellas. And then if the user clicks on snowflakes button, medium size starts falling from the sky from top bottom, from the screen top to bottom for 5 seconds. And then I'm going to say the user click umbrellas, umbrellas. Okay, looks simple enough. Let's build it. So this reminds me of when you make a call to like oh wow, that was quick, to a service and they have you waiting and those waiting songs starts to they start to sing those song to your ears. So while we're waiting, they give us stuff that we can look at. Nice. Also, these are questions that we can answer. Design previews are ready. This is pretty cool. This is nice. You know what? I like this very much because typically with those other agent harnesses, when you give them the prompt, they kind of describe. Sometimes they describe depending on the skills that you use. You know, these days you don't just type into the box and wait for it to give you whatever, and you give it details, or you use skills that makes it prompt you, ask you more questions. Um, Gstack is a really good one. If you've not used that, go download that and use it. It was created by the CEO of Y Combinator. It's very nice. I like it. But this one gives you some actual visuals of options that you can select. So I like instead of just the text from your skills, you can get like textual description of your options. But now with this, you can see some different visuals. You don't have to create it after creating it. Then see it and say, we'll make this complete 360 change. So I like that. Let's go with this looks simple enough, but I want some. I like the drawings, the umbrellas in there. So let me see. I'm gonna go with the elegant dark because I also like it. You know, of course the dark screen, the dark mode. Skip. Select this design. This is nice. Um, Now we get back to the tone. Waiting. We're waiting for the next thing from the agent. This is cool. And I can look at some codes if I want. I selected Angular before, so these are Angular specific codes, Angular core. This is TypeScript, of course. So we have our interface, we have our types, nice. And we have our Angular component. We change detection on push. selector, um, imports. So we have our pipes, we have a module, the template lives in the HTML, and this app CSS for styling. So yeah, this is called Angular code being vibe coded by Antigravity. So nice. Yeah, you see the for loop, see the case. Template looks pretty cool. Yeah, looks nice. Nothing in CSS yet. We have our metadata. Awesome. Let's go back to the preview. I'm sure if someone from Google sees this video, they're gonna get the idea of adding that tone to this screen. People can wait and listen to that. All right, let's see. Looks like the agent is done. 4 files, very simple, straightforward. It didn't waste its time building different components for the balloons and the different things. It just put everything into one TS file and put everything into the HTML file. Which this is a lightweight application, so that makes sense. We have a bunch of style now, a bunch of styles. Okay, I've created a screen simulator. Looks good. All right, the agent is still working. There are new updates to the style in the HTML. Makes sense. So it first has the core feature done, and now it's updating the theme, making sure that the dark screen is used. So cool. Well, way to break things down. Yeah, while I'm waiting, I can look at some code. It broke things down nicely. It has some signals defined, some more signals, timers and threads. So some variables defined, computed signal here, computed from constructor. So it updates this. So I guess this is for logging. Let me see. This that add log. So what is this add log thing? Okay, so add log, logs telemetry update. Nice. So it takes the date, concatenate it into the time string, and updates on historical log. Awesome. Good job, Gemini. Let's see. There's a lot of code, but we can quickly go through it. Something to trigger the snowflakes. So initiate simulation. This is a private method. This is what simulates the balloon or the umbrella. So nice. First of all, clearing out what we already have set. Has a predefine something. Type that character out to uppercase. So some variable type passed into here. It's prettified. Then we log it, and then we do the logic to get all of those things falling down, and then some more logs here. Another private to spawn single product. Well, I'm going through this code, but this is against the vibe coding policy. So let me move on. Let me see the folders breakdown. We have our assets in here, and public stuff. The source code is here. Index, that's HTML. Google AI Studio, Angular app. No, this is not your app. This is my app. So let me change that. Can I change it? I can. Okay, cool. Main server. This is pretty neat. This is neat. This is where API key is gonna leave. Okay, this is just an example file. Cool. All right. Just so this video don't get too long, let me move on. I can get into just reading code. I love reading code. So let's see. Looks like the agent is done. Let's preview that. Okay. Nice. Atmospheric control console. High performance simulation modeling fluid air resistance. Okay, so some description of what this is. Is this what I chose? Oof, looks like there's a lot going on this screen. But that's okay. Let's see what this is gonna do. Nice. All right, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, look. Snowflakes falling from the sky for 5 seconds. Out of the box, that worked. Balloons from the bottom to the top. Umbrellas. Oh, from the bottom to the top. Nice. Yeah, so it looks like the code is doing what it's supposed to do. There's some live feed here. So if I click that, that gets updated to what just happened. Maybe this is where the log comes. The log in the code comes through to. So this is pretty neat. So there's the main area where you click the button. There's some toggles here, things that we can click. There's something here. I don't know what they are, but I'm not going to go into them. So this is cool. Now you can clear the screen and start from scratch. Nice. So this is working as expected. So I'm going to publish it. So let's just keep going. A dot here. Nice. So description comes out of the box for you as well. The AI is working. So publish your app. Let's see. All right, let's see how long that takes. This app is published. Let's click that. Look at that. So I have a URL that is live that I can share with people, and I can have my app tested and verified. So that's one of the fastest web app I've created and deployed live. So that is pretty neat. Nice one, Google. Nice one. You can come take my money. All right. Umbrellas. Let's see. I like it. The app works. All right. Let's go back to this place and unpublish the app. Okay. So yeah, that's the second lab of the day. Publishing an app straight from your IDE. That's pretty neat with descriptions and everything just out of the box for you. Yeah, Antigravity is looking very, very nice. Very, very good is what it so far. I like the previews where you give the agent your prompt. It gives you visually what your options are, and you can say, "Give me more." I believe, and um, I like the interface of reading what the agent is doing, seeing the code, and being able to preview at the same time. So good learning experience for day one for me. So um, looking forward to day two.